Once upon a time, there was a man named Mr. Dongpo. One day, he was carrying 2 bags of books and riding a donkey to go to the Dongshan district for business. Suddenly, he encountered an injured wolf. The wolf knelt on the ground and pleaded pitifully with Mr. Dongpo, saying, "I am being chased by a group of hunters. If you help me, I will be eternally grateful." Mr. Dongpo knew that wolves were not trustworthy, but seeing the wolf's pitiful state, he softened his heart and emptied one of his bags of books, allowing the wolf to hide inside. Shortly after, a group of hunters arrived and asked Mr. Dongpo if he had seen an injured wolf. Mr. Dongpo shook his head and said no. The hunters searched the area but couldn't find any trace of the wolf, so they left disappointed. After the hunters left, Mr. Dongpo opened the bag and let the wolf out. He even kindly removed the arrow from the wolf's hind leg. Unexpectedly, the wolf suddenly bristled and fiercely said to Mr. Dongpo, "Now that I'm healed, I will eat you." Mr. Dongpo was startled and hid behind his donkey, angrily asking, "I saved you out of kindness, and you said you would repay me. Now you want to eat me." The wolf replied, "I'm hungry now, and I was just lying to you." Mr. Dongpo said, "According to the rules of our village, if there is an unresolved dispute, we must consult 3 elders. I saved you, but you want to eat me. This is incomprehensible to me. We should ask 3 elders. If they all say you should eat me, then I will accept it." The wolf agreed, and they set off together. After walking for a long time, they encountered an old apricot tree. The wolf said, "Let's ask this tree first." Mr. Dongpo then recounted the story. The old apricot tree said, "When I was young, people would rest in my shade. Now that I'm old and no longer have lush branches, people say they want to cut me down. I believe humans are heartless and ungrateful. The wolf should eat you." The wolf, hearing this, opened its mouth to eat Mr. Dongpo. Mr. Dongpo quickly said, "We still need to ask 2 more elders." They continued walking and encountered an old ox. Mr. Dongpo repeated the story. The old ox said, "When I was young, I could plow fields and work hard. Now that I'm old and slow, my owner wants to slaughter me for meat. Humans are forgetful and ungrateful. The wolf should eat you." The wolf, hearing this, opened its mouth again to eat Mr. Dongpo. Mr. Dongpo quickly said, "We still need to ask 1 more elder." After walking for a long time, they finally met a white-haired old man. Mr. Dongpo told him the story and asked for his judgment. The old man said, "I can't hear well. Repeat it again." So, Mr. Dongpo raised his voice and told the story again. The old man shook his head and said, "I still don't understand. You need to reenact the situation so I can understand." The wolf, seeing the old man's confusion, quickly agreed and crawled back into the bag. Mr. Dongpo then tied the bag as before. The old man said, "Now that the wolf is tied up again, it can't come out to eat you." The wolf struggled in the bag and said, "Please let me out. I promise I won't eat you." Mr. Dongpo, relieved, said, "This just shows that a wolf's nature is unchangeable." This story teaches us that for those who are untrustworthy, kindness cannot change their nature. We should always be grateful and appreciate the people and things around us, treat our family well, and maintain a loving heart.